It was right after the game. You know, for me, it was right after he sent a text and just congratulating me on the team. You know, and you know, wish us luck going forward.
This is the last time I'm going to be on the mouse speakers. I know that you're thankful for that. We do that. We're going to shut off the house system here so the media members.
You know, there's a few things that are similar. But with Frank Reich being the offensive coordinator, myself, we're different. We're different in a lot of different ways. We have different personnel on offense, and you know, it's just each week we just try to put the best plans together to go execute and play. You know, he said to just enjoy the moment. You know, you got to enjoy these times, and you know, you never know when you're going to get another opportunity to come back. And for me, it's been 20 years, you know, as a player, and now to be back here in this game. So just enjoy the moment and keep doing what we're doing. Well, you know, it was early in the year, and it was the second week of the season. You know, and we really didn't change much outside of just, you know, continuing to work hard and trying to figure out how to win the next week. Well, obviously a lot of respect for Coach Belichick and what he's done and what he's accomplished, and I think just the way he goes about his business and handling his business and the way he handles the team and very just sort of matter-of-factly and always business-like, and I think that's important that you maintain that type of mentality with your football team and your coaching staff. And you know, I think just you know, watching him and his career, it's what everybody aspires to do and to win championships, and that's why we get in this business. So you know, just again, a lot of respect for him and what he's done, and you know, trying to I still want to be me, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, but I think there's definitely some similarities, some things you can take away from that. No, I have not, no. You know, I always, you know, I cherish the two opportunities that we had as a player, you know, in Green Bay to be in the Super Bowl, and you know, you always strive to try to get back there, whether you're a player or a coach, and now being on this side of it, you know, and to be back, you know, in my second year as a head coach, obviously, it's exciting, you know, and it's something that I'll always remember. It's hard to get back to this game, and you do everything you can in your power to try to get your team prepared. And you know, I do lean back and look back on some of those days in Green Bay with Coach Holmgren and how he, you know, prepared our football team back then to really meet the challenges of what this week is all about. Well, always as a little kid, you know, growing up, I watched NFL games on Sunday. You come home from church and you're ready to watch games, and you know, watching the Super Bowl growing up, you hope one day you could be in that game, whether you were a player or as a coach. And so these are sort of those special moments, special times that I'll always remember with my family, with my wife being here, and my kids will be here later in the week. And we just have to enjoy this time. Yeah, I mean, it's great to have family around during these types of these special moments, you know, where they can, you know, for me it's great to have my two oldest boys on the sidelines with me during games, and our third is up with my wife, and they're watching the games upstairs. But you know, to have them on the sideline and then to have them on the field with me after games is special for them. And if, you know, listen, this business is too hard. You know, you're away from your families quite a bit, and I want to make sure that they're with me all the time.
Doug, with Patrick Robinson and also Nelson Aguilar, I know two different sides of the ball, but they had a lot of criticism going into this season. When was it that you knew that they were going to have the types of seasons that they've been able to have this year?
You know, Nelson, you really saw the change during OTAs back in April, back in the off season. You know, Patrick came to us obviously as a free agent and was working through, you know, just learning our system, learning how we practiced, and really caught on during training camp. That's when he kind of caught his stride. And so both of those guys, I would say Nelson during the OTAs, and then Patrick probably during training camp, that I knew that we had a couple good special players. Yeah, no, right now it's non-existent. Non-existent. Thank you. See you. Yeah. Yeah, he's really handled his business extremely well. He's you know, he tries to block out the clutter, the noise as much as he can, and just focus on his job. And you know, he's had a great week of preparation. The last month has been really special for him. I think just working with the guys on offense, because he missed all of that in training camp, and he missed it all during the regular season when Carson was playing. You know, and he's just been able to handle it extremely well and put himself in a really good position. You know, Corey came to us obviously as a rookie free agent, undrafted, and he really caught our attention early. You know, early in the spring, the way he ran, the way he was able to block. I mean, just his athleticism, his smarts. You know, and Jay, we knew about Jay, and when we had a chance to go get him, we felt like we could really, with the injury to Darren Sproles, you know, really sort of solidify our running game and running back room, and he's definitely been a big both of those guys have been a big addition to our running game.
Doug, this is such a close locker room, and you and Howie also have a good relationship. Just where does the synergy start in this organization? Because it seems like everyone's on the same page this year.
Well, I do think it starts with our owner. I think he exudes the type of energy that we need. Obviously, it filters down through me, and I got to make sure that I'm, you know, communicating that to the team. And Howie and I get along extremely well. Communication is you know, so important between the two of us, and it just it sort of spills over to the team, and the guys pick up on that, and They've really kind of fed off each other here these last few weeks.
When you guys left, there was a lot of fans outside the NovaCare complex in the rain. We know the passion of Eagles fans is second to none, but knowing how much you mean to this city, what's your message to the Eagles fans?
Well, you know, to our Eagles fans, I mean, I can't say enough good things about what they've done. For our home games, you know, they're at the link. They're there every single week. It's loud. These last two home games have been dynamic for us as a football team. We feed off of that energy at our stadium and our fans, and to see them even out here in Minneapolis this week is, and more fans will sort of trickle into the city, and really expect to have a good crowd Sunday. And they're going to be loud like they have been all year, and just keep cheering us on for one more game. One more time.
What were you doing back in 2002 when
2002, I was with the Green Bay Packers. I was playing with the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. Yeah. I have not.
Not even the negative stuff?
I have not. No.
How big of a mentor was just being around all those years as far as coaching now?
Oh, he was really instrumental in kind of how I've handled the postseason, and just the way he handled the team, obviously, and you know, the way he was able to handle this week, you know, with our guys, and sort of trying to eliminate as many distractions as possible and trying to keep us focused on the game.
I know you're focused on this game, but you're looking at the big picture of what you guys have accomplished, and you guys are both last, not just going to be wonders for the team, but you guys take some years this year,
You know, it is hard to look past this week and the importance of this week, but I look back on this season and what we've accomplished through the amount of injuries that we've had to a lot of our starters, and then for us to be in this position, I think it speaks volumes for our football team and the guys in that locker room. And our goal is obviously to be in this position again, year after year. That's what everybody strives to do. And we just got to continue to keep working even after this game, and keep putting ourselves in position, and hopefully we're back again.
Mr. Pederson, how can you shut down Tom Brady in the past game?
Well, it has to start with our defensive line. Obviously, you got to get good pressure on him. If you let him sit back there, he'll pick you apart. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He got great vision, gets the ball out of his hand extremely quick. So our defensive line has to get that quick pressure on him.
And John Lewis shows that he can be a very versatile back. What methods will you use to stop him?
Well, again, we've got to corral him. We've got to tackle him. Got to get him on the ground. He's quick. He's elusive. He's a great ball catcher out of the backfield. And it's just going to come down to just defensively just doing our job and trying to get him on the ground.
What's Tim Hawk brought to this coaching?
You got one more? Yeah.
How have the national anthem protests on the field impacted your experience this year?
I could say this, that our team has done a really good job of not letting that affect us. And we've done, my hat's off to our team and our guys on our football team. They've respected the anthem, and they've stood every single week, and I'm proud of that. Thank you.
What's Tim Hawk brought to this coaching staff?
Yeah, no, Tim's a veteran player, obviously. He's coached in this league. He's played. I think it's important that because he has played, he's got a wealth of knowledge there, and he knows how to communicate with the defensive backs, particularly the safeties.
Was that ever any kind of conversation you guys had as teammates, thinking ahead?
He and I never even talked about working together, coaching together. I was with the Eagles before, and our paths kind of crossed when he was at a couple different Cleveland, Tennessee, a couple different places, and so I've always, and then of course we were teammates together, so I've always remembered him. Yeah.
How important is dealing with distractions this week, and as you say, eliminating the clutter?
You just got to put it all in perspective, and what I mean by that is you just got to take one day at a time. We traveled here yesterday, which I wanted our team to get here and kind of get settled in and get used to the hotel, get set up, get our meeting room set up, and just kind of let the guys sort of unwind. And then we got today, tonight we'll work through tonight and worry about tomorrow and the next day. So it's just a matter of just kind of prioritizing and putting what's important first and making sure we get that done.
As a former quarterback, what have you seen in Nick Foles, how he's grown over the past few weeks?
Well, I've just seen his growth and maturity with the players, with the offensive skill guys, and the way he's worked, the way he's prepared himself. He's a pro's pro when it comes to preparation, and I've just seen him take leadership of the football team, which is exciting to see.
And when you look at Tom Brady, you've been in the huddle, you know what it's like to be in that huddle. When his team's down by 25 in last year's Super Bowl, when they're down in the AFC Championship game, what makes him so special in those situations?
The biggest thing watching him is just there's no panic. There's no. It's just business as usual with them, and when the team has a lead, you just got to make sure you continue to play ball, and you got to play for 60 minutes. And he's obviously one of the best quarterbacks at bringing teams back, and he's proven it time and time again. He did it a couple weeks ago, and I just think that's something that as quarterbacks, you're always remembered for Super Bowl wins. But for him too, it's how he's gotten some of these wins, and that's a special thing.
This is the third playoff game in a row. That you'll be an underdog, and two of those were at home. Do you use that as a coach? Does your team use that? What impact does that have?
I mean, we've used it, but listen, our guys they're reading about it every day in the paper. They're seeing it on TV every single day. I don't have to use it much as motivation. They know and they understand. So I just let things kind of happen by themselves.
Coach, there's a lot of positive role models on your team, and it's playing out in spades. How do you see
I think it definitely has an impact. Obviously, it starts with my faith and what I believe in and the way I start my day every morning. And if I don't spend time 20 to 30 minutes just sort of in kind of in the moment, I've got a couple devotional books that I read and just want to spend that time. It just sets my mindset, puts it in the right frame of mind for the day, and then I can tackle anything. And I think it's it's a credit to some of our players on the team, some of our leaders on the team, and it really just kind of gives a calming presence to the entire group.
How would you encourage youth that might be struggling through stuff in seeing your players in those positive role models?
I think that you have to search for other athletes, for other Christian athletes that might be a part of your team, or maybe on another sport, and just reach out to them and encourage them. And if you see somebody hurting, I mean, it's okay to grab their hand and say it's going to be okay, And I think you got to do that and have that sort of support group around you. Thank you. One more time. Well, veteran player, obviously. He's been in this game before. He brings a level of experience from the standpoint of knowing what this week is all about, and he can relay that message to the rest of the guys, and he's been a big impact, I think, with Derek Barnett as well. And just being able to mentor him this year and teach him what it's about to be a pro. I think so. He's had a limited role, obviously, but he's had productive minutes when he's been in there, and he had a great play last week that caused the interception, Patrick Robinson pick six, and he had a couple pressures last year in this game, against Matt Ryan. So he's really taking care of himself. He's a great leader of our football team and has really made an impact, especially here in the postseason. Oh yeah, but he's not the only one. We got a lot of characters with swagger on that offense.
Hey, speaking of swagger, coach.
His personality. He's a bubbly guy. But he's a fun-loving. His personality. He's an outgoing guy. There's not a lot that kind of gets him down. Comes to work every day with a smile on his face, and that's what I love to see about him.
He's not bubbly on the field.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Hey, coach, why are you not so grumpy like the other coach?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We're two different guys. I mean,
Hey, coach, speaking of swagger,
that's a good question. You stumped me on that one. But no, I mean, hey, I'm. Listen, this is who I am. This is my personality. I'm different on the field. Obviously, it's business-like when I'm on the field, but at the same time, I tell my players to let their personalities show, and I've got to do the same thing.
So you're just a regular guy.
Regular guy. Yeah.
All right. So good luck.
Average Joe.
Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you. High five. Thank you.
Coach, speaking of swagger, who's your stylist? I see you have the new Air Force One on.
Yeah, I got those new Air Force Ones. My wife right here.
Coach, if you have a one word to describe your team, what would be the word?
Resilient.
If you have a one word to describe their team.
Their team? Oh, their team. I think meant our team. Sorry. Efficient. I mean, it's just what you see with these guys. It's an efficient group at every level: offense, defense, special teams. They're well prepared. They're well coached, and they're an efficient group when they step on the field.
What about you? The reason for the resilience?
I think from our standpoint, the resiliency, because of what we've gone through this season with the amount of injuries, the amount of starters that aren't playing, because they're injured, and we're here in this game. Talks a lot about our football team and the resiliency of the team. Yeah. Yeah, we had him. Well, I do remember. I mean, I knew this kid was going to be a special player. He worked hard, every single day. He was the same. He had a lot of confidence about him. He had a swagger about him, and you just knew that if given a chance, he was going to perform and do well. And at the time, our dynamic was a little different at the time, but happy for the success he's had, and it's fun to watch him play. For us, yeah, we'll get back on the practice field on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and we'll continue to work like we've been doing, really all season and through the postseason, and get ready for Sunday. Our guys were over there today for a workout, and I'll get over there on Wednesday. Well, from what I've heard from our guys, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's it'll be exciting to get over there and check it out. But the guys said it's a really beautiful place, and I can't wait to see it. Well, Eugene's another one like Tim Houck and a couple of the guys, Deuce Staley, Justin Pio, a couple of guys I have on staff that played in the league. Eugene and I were teammates. In fact, I was in Miami with the Dolphins when he was in New England. So just I think his experience, he's got a great mind. He understands blocking schemes. He's played the position, so he understands. He understands what players need to go through and how to get themselves ready to go. It's a little bit of a challenge because of some of the events that must go on, and some of the requirements we have as a team, but. For me, it's just about I've got to keep our guys focused on the main thing, and that's obviously the game on Sunday. And that's the way the week is scheduled. That's the way the week is set up for us, and we just can't wait to get back to work on Wednesday.
Did you seek out advice from anybody on how to handle it?
You know what? I did not. I just leaned on my own experience, having been in this game 2 other times. A couple of NFC championships when I was in Green Bay, and just kind of looking back on those times.
Doug, just think about the last game of your first season in Philadelphia, and bring yourself to today. Do you really think that the success is really going to come that quickly?
You'd always hope that something like this would happen at some point in your career. Obviously, as fast in my second year, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled, obviously, about it, and it's something to continue to build upon, each and every year. And I'm just hoping that we can be back in this game again, in the near future. All right, that's it. No.
37 minutes.
37. Oh, there's the clock. 37 minutes. It's great to see the fans. Obviously, it's great to be in this atmosphere. It's great for our players, to experience this. And yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun you meet a lot of great people. I think it's a great way for them to meet the players, meet the coaches, and sort of get a sense for who we are as people and us as Eagles. I knew after last season that we had a special team, and I never go into a season and say, hey, we're going to win 10 games or we're going to win 12 games. I don't ever put us in a box. I don't want to ever limit us like that. And for us to have this success this year, obviously it takes some talented players, some talented coaches, obviously, to put ourselves in this position. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be 13-3, be the NFC East champs, and then obviously be in this position now as NFC champions. Well, I think it helps from the standpoint of, with guys like Nick Foles and Nate Sudfeld, obviously in that role, being backups and now being a starter, and the preparation that it takes. I think too, being a backup, you sort of have you have a little different perspective than a starter. I think you have to sort of you got to work for everything that you get, in your career, especially as a backup. Nothing's ever handed to you, and I think I've been able to use that in this role as head coach. I just come to work every day and work extremely hard, and get our team prepared, and try to execute on Sunday and win games. I think that's been a big part of the success this year. I thought I was going to get into coaching my last couple years there as a player, but did I always felt like I was going to be either a quarterback coach or maybe even a coordinator in this level. But great opportunity, great organization, and I'm thrilled to be the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Doug, if you could be any kind of tree, what kind of tree would you be?
A Douglas fir? What?
Ah, there you go.
No.
Coach, you have a lot of players who are active in the community and social justice and the main thing on your team. How does that impact your how do you look at it? Is it a distraction? Is it a motivating factor?
You know what? No, I encourage our players to be involved in the community, whether it's their own home community somewhere or in the Philadelphia community. I think it's important that our players, kind of work through some of the issues that are going on today, that they're dialoguing, they're talking with the league office, they're, whatever it might be. I encourage our guys to do that. I've even encouraged our guys to talk in front of our team and to share, kind of share from their hearts a little bit on what's going on, so that I think if guys aren't exposed, they don't know. And I don't want, obviously I want guys to form their own opinions, but at the same time, I think it's important that our guys share their views and express their views in a way that's not threatening to the rest of the team.
And Phillies don't have some of the most passionate fans. So what kind of impact does that have on the field?
Great impact. Our fans are tremendous. That last game against Minnesota was unreal, at the Link, and they've been that way all season, and really for the last 2 years that I've been head coach there, and expect a pretty good crowd out here this week. After the game, I'm hoping that we've won the game, and we're having a parade down Broad Street, but I'll save that till next week. You know what? I always wanted to play in the game as a player, which I was blessed to do twice. But I never really imagined back then that I would be a head coach and then obviously leading a team into the Super Bowl. Certainly. There you go.
Hey, Coach, from your Super Bowl experience as a player now to a coach, do you have a greater sense of responsibility and more pressure when you feel about a game like
I don't feel the added pressure. Now, this is Monday. This isn't Sunday. But at the same time, we've done this a long time in our careers, since I was, 8 years old playing football, all the way through high school, college, professional level. So this is what we do. I feel like, will there be butterflies and nerves? Yeah, of course there will be. If you don't, something's wrong with you, if you don't have those butterflies and nerves. But, just looking back on my experiences, having played in this game, twice, really has given me a better insight as to this week, how to prepare my football team, and how to just try to simplify things each and every day for our guys.
Did your playing experience give you any sense of what you do to prepare
You know, I just felt like the year we won the Super Bowl, you know, our guys were really focused that year. Had a great week of practice. We practiced in New Orleans. You know, we ended up winning the football game. It was a great game. You know, the second year, I think you know, we might have lost our focus a little bit the second year, and we were heavily favored in that second Super Bowl, and I know, and I think we just overlooked it, you know, quite honestly, and so excuse me, having those two experiences has really given me a little more of an appreciation for this week and how to approach this week with this team.
And as an underdog, are you almost more comfortable in that position? You feel you and your team more comfortable in that position? Because the Patriots are always favored.
They're always favored. And listen, yeah, we've been the underdogs, and you know, I think that's the mentality of this football team. I think it's the mentality of our city, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. You know, I've been an underdog my whole career, my whole life. Everything I've done, I've always, you know, I either haven't been good enough or you know, something negative has been written or said, and I just, you know what, I just blow it off, and I have confidence in these guys and this team.
Hey, before just one more about the way you've expanded your offense in an era when people are more concerned with completion percentage, the short to intermediate game. With Carson and even with Nick, you have not been afraid to throw the ball down the field. Can you explain why you made that choice to kind of buck what otherwise seemingly is a league-wide trend?
You know, I'm a big believer of not sort of conforming to what people say or do or what the analytics say, or I'm supposed to be a certain coach, or I'm supposed to, you know, run a certain offense. I think if you put yourself in a box like that, you're not going to be successful. I'm going to utilize the talent and the strengths of our football team to try to help us win a game on Sunday. And I think too that, you know, one of the biggest things with this football team, especially offensively, is the unselfishness of the players. We don't have a 1,000-yard receiver. We don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. We don't have a guy with 100 catches, and yet nobody's complaining. You know, we're 15-3. We're here in the Super Bowl, and it's been a team effort. So I applaud our guys for that.
John Salisbury, one of your guests a week or two back, said he thought you had done, along with your staff, the most underrated coaching job in the league this season. It's unusual to play in a big market like Philadelphia and fly under the radar, but hard to punt, that's seemingly what you've done, fly under the radar.
Yeah, we, you know, even our own media sort of penciled us a certain way and sort of, you know, critiqued us a certain way, and, you know, just kind of put us in a box and said we were only going to have this many wins, and that's fine. You know, our guys have a different mentality. I think that the guys believe in what I say, what I talk about, and the messaging that I have with the football team, and, you know, they don't listen to that. I don't listen to that, and we just go about our business each and every week and prepare and move on to the next one. So, you know, it's kind of been our mentality. I think as a team we've embraced it, and you know, we got another opportunity again Sunday. Thank you. Well, I don't know. I mean, a couple years ago he was a starter and had a Pro Bowl year. You know, 27 TDs, 2 picks. I mean, those are pretty good numbers for a starter, and I think he's getting back to that. You know, the one thing with Nick is you got to remember he missed all of training camp with the guys. He's missed the regular season reps with the guys, and now he's had a month and a half of practice, and you're seeing now, you know, what Nick is capable of doing.
Coach, are you excited? Now, my man.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, this is a great opportunity for myself, for our coaches, for our players, obviously, and for the city of Philadelphia.
Is there anyone that you talked to about this experience and how to handle it?
I didn't necessarily reach out. I've had a lot of advice. I think the one coach, Andy Reid, is the one coach I kind of have kind of talked to a little bit. But I go back to my days in Green Bay. I had a chance to be at 2 of these games as a player, and kind of learn and lean on those experiences. We won one, we lost one, and being able to put all that together has really helped me this week.
What would Favre tell you?
Well, there'd be a few things he'd tell me, but he would just tell me to be myself. He'd tell me just to cut it loose and don't look back, have no regrets.
Coach, I'm 50. You're about to turn 50. How's it feel, man?
Man, I'm a kid at heart, man. I mean, this is I love these players. Keep me young. I know I don't look like it, and I got the gray hair, but I feel great. I'm excited for this opportunity, and hopefully we're back in this game a few more times.
I'm proud of you, Coach. Wish you the best.
Thank you, man.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Back to you, Chris.
Good. How you doing? Good to see you again.
You get what I sent you?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
A lot has been said that you're a player's coach, that you can really communicate. What are the keys nowadays to be able to communicate with players?
Well, in order to communicate, you got to listen, and you got to hear what they're saying. And I started a players committee this year. Last 2 years, I wanted a committee that sort of was the voice of the team, where they could come to me with any issues, and I could go to them with any issues that I might have, and we could sort of have an open forum that way. I think having a pulse of the team, knowing when maybe they're a little tired, I need to back off. Maybe they're sore, I need to pull the pads off. Whatever it might be. Cut them a break in practice. I think just having been there, sort of being in the locker room, has really helped me, appreciate these guys even more, being the head coach, and listening to them. And they've responded. It's one thing if I listen and they don't respond, but I've listened and they're responding, and that's the positive thing about being a player's coach.
I was listening to Belichick, and he respects a lot your play calling. How teams analyze. What are the keys for you to not have a pattern?
Well, I think obviously it starts with the game plan during the week, and how best to utilize our personnel. And I tell our players all the time, there's no magic formula. There's no magic plays. There's no magic defenses. It just comes down to how well our players are prepared each week, and I do the best job that I think I can of trying to put our players in successful situations.
Last question: how would you describe the Philly fan?
The Philly fan, wow. Gosh, they're passionate. They understand football. They're aggressive. They love their Eagles, and I expect a big Eagles coalition out here this week.
Do you embrace when they put the underdogs and your players are making?
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Why?
It just fuels our emotion. It fuels the guys' emotions, and it's just something that they've sort of embraced as a team, and I'm big about letting their personalities sort of show, and that's what they're doing.
Hope I get you some Mexican water on Sunday.
Thank you.
Doug, so Patriots have been disciplined multiple times in the league for cheating, Deflategate or Spygate. Back in 2004, there was this interview today on Philadelphia radio about Steve Spagnuolo was on the radio saying that he felt that the Patriots were stealing Eagle signals. He felt like that was something happening during the game. Is that aspect of the Patriots having this history, is that something you prepare for? Is that something you think about going into this game?
I haven't thought about it until you just asked me. And I wasn't here, and 2004, I was still in Green Bay. So, yeah, no, no. I tell you, he's a core special teamer. When we lost Chris Maragos earlier in the year, he really stepped up and sort of took on that role as being one of our top special teams players, and each week, he's one of the guys that teams kind of target a little bit, to try to take away, but yet he still seems to make plays. So he's definitely a core teamer for us, and excited to watch him play Sunday.
You empower your guys to be themselves, right? Talk to Lane Johnson about it. Talk to Malcolm. You guys let guys have fun. Where did you learn that along the way, coaching, that was the way that you were going to be?
I learned it as a player. I learned it watching the guys in Green Bay. When I was in Green Bay as a player, when I was in Miami as a player, watching those guys, watching those coaches, watching Don Shula, watching Mike Holmgren, Andy Reid, the guys, the mentors in my life, saying the exact same things to their team, and then watching their team sort of take on that persona. And I'm a big, listen, if you can't have fun in this game, playing ball when you're this age, you have fun doing it. And if you don't have fun, you're not going to have fun at this age, at this level. And so I make sure our guys try to have as much fun as they can.
Where does the fun come for you?
For me?
Yeah, where does the fun for you on game day?
I love this game. I love the emotion. I love the passion of the game. I love winning. I love being around the guys. I love coaching the guys, watching them perform. It's exciting to just cut them loose and watch them play, and knowing that we're prepared and whether we win or lose, during the regular season or even this weekend. We're all trying to win this game, but it's the fun, the excitement of just being out there with the guys.
Coach McAfee with Sports Hot Media. Let's talk about the fact you guys have faced some serious injuries. Jason Peters went down earlier in the year. You lost Carson Wentz. Talk about the next man up mentality, and how have you been able to resonate that with your team in the locker room and on the field?
Well, the next man up mentality is just that. The next guy in line, the next guy on the depth chart's got to step up, and it's not only a credit to the player, but I think it's a credit to the coach to have that player prepared and ready to take that next step, as being the starter or being a role player for us. And we've had several of those injuries this year where the next guys had to step up and perform. So it's a lot of the player, obviously, but I think too the coach has a big part in that development and growth of that player.
And speaking of coaching, you spent some time in Kansas City with Coach Andy Reid. Talk about your relationship with Coach Reid, and do you still keep in touch on a regular basis? And what has he been able to show you that you can utilize moving forward, particularly in this Sunday's game?
Yeah, he's been a big mentor and a big supporter of mine, and I go all the way back to our days in Green Bay when he coached me, as a player, and then he brought me to Philadelphia as a player, and so I've got a lot of respect for what he's done, what he's accomplished, not only in Philadelphia but now in Kansas City, and of course as a head football coach in this league. And he and I, we still stay in touch, and we talk quite often, and he continues to encourage and just continues to tell me to be me, and don't be anything other than me, and don't try to be him, or don't try to be Mike Holmgren. Just do what you do, and you'll be fine. Thank you.
Your personality is really showing out there tonight. Why is it so important for you to let them show their personality even on a big week like this?
It's just the way it's what they've embraced all season. It's how they play. It's how they play on game day. They play loose. They play for one another. They love to have fun doing it. And it's not a silliness about them. There's still a level of professionalism, but at the same time they're enjoying themselves doing it, and that's important to me.
I know you're used to a big media contingency in Philly anyway, but how's tonight kind of lived up to your expectations?
Yeah, this is I would expect this in Philly. This is kind of my press conference every day. Yeah. If I were a tree, what tree would I be? I told him Douglas fir. Thanks.
Coach, talking to Coach Reich and talking to the quarterback Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, Faith family football means something on this team. Tell me about that.
It means a lot. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to those guys. And there's several players on this football team as well. And I do think it's important that you know, it's not. There's obviously, you know, the thing about a football team, there's a lot of diverse cultures, there's a lot of dynamics, there's a lot of personalities. So it's not a push on anybody, but at the same time, I think it's something that I strongly believe in, and you know, and it's in that order. It's faith, family, and football.
Does it help you have more
Yeah,
time to have that?
yeah, no, totally, because I have peace at the end of the day. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, I can lay my head down at night saying I gave everything today, and that's a comforting thing.
Coach, I know you got two chaplains. You got Herb Lusk pouring into the coaches, and you got Ted pouring into the players. Talk about the role of the chaplains on the team and how much of a difference it's making.
Yeah, these chaplains are they're unbelievable. You know, Herb obviously has played in this league, and now he's leading young men. He's got a great church in Philadelphia, obviously, and leads the coaches as well, mentors the coaches. You know, and then Ted has been in the college ranks. He's been a coach. I've worked with him when he was a coach in Philadelphia, and he just continues to pour his life into these players and mentors our players. And I think it's important that they have those types of leaders, mentors in their life to kind of look up to lean on. You know, because sometimes as a head football coach, they're not always going to come to me. You know, players aren't going to come to me, and to have these guys that are there in their corner, I think it's huge for them to talk to and sort of lean on from time to time.
Talk about the influence of Torrey and what he brought to the team, bringing a faith influence and helping to lift up the moral character of the team. Yeah, Torrey's been a big impact to the football team, and you know, he's got a positive attitude every single day, no matter what happens, whether he gets no catches or 10 catches, you know, and he's the same person every single day, and I think that's what is so exciting about a lot of the guys on the football team. They're the same way every single day, and he's one of those guys. Last question, family. I know your family is central to you. Tell us about your wife and kids. Well, I got my wife here tonight. You know, she loves being a part of this, and wave, honey. You know, and it's important for me to have my family here. Our boys will be here later in the week. Our two oldest will be on the sideline with me Sunday, and I think it's important that they're there. I love having those special moments, those times, because you never get them back. It's like, you know, the football season rolls on, and here comes Christmas Day, and I want to make sure our players and coaches they spend Christmas with their families. It's too important for me, you know, and anytime they can, man, spend as much time with their families, because you don't get that moment back. So much has been made of the fact that Tom Brady is 40. You've been around quarterbacks who had a remarkable longevity. What stands out to you about Tom as distinct to 40, and what do you see that's similar to the other guys who you know very well who have remarkable longevity? Well, when you're playing as long as Tom has and is, and can probably continue to go, number one, it's the way he takes care of himself physically. You know, the NFL football season's a grind, not only physically but mentally as well, and so, you know, he takes care of himself. That's number one, and you know, he's a veteran player that, you know, gosh, you're not going to fool him. You're not going to surprise him. He's seen every defense. He's seen every blitz. You know, he's well prepared. He understands the game, and playing at a high level at this age is pretty. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's extremely. It's incredible. It's incredible to see him playing at this. You know, this late in his career, this late in his at 40. I mean, gosh, I'll be 50 on Wednesday. You know, so yeah, it's exciting to see. Yeah, the sports in Philly is unbelievable. Everybody rallies and supports each other, and you know, we've had We've had, Sixers at our games, Flyers at our games. Our guys go to Flyers and Sixers and Phillies games and vice versa. And, it's just it's a diverse group, but yet we're all pulling for each other. And to have 4 professional teams within the same confines of South Philadelphia is pretty special. And so it's great that they all support each other.
Coach, how to handle any concern about officiating, because it looks like week after week, Andrews always benefit from controversial calls by the officials. Any concern about that?
No, I mean, you can't control some of that stuff. It's out of our control. We just got to go play the game.
Congratulations on your career as a player. Now all of a sudden have an opportunity to be a coach with Coach Andy Reid, but now being the head coach, you're finally getting that chance. When you first came into Philly, it sounded like there was a lot of conversations of maybe you were in above your head. And being a former quarterback, you was taught one thing, have a short-term memory. How did that allow you and help you to get past all of that noise, to get to the point where you had the guys so focused, with guys coming from different places like Jay Ajayi, Alshon Jeffries, Chris Long, basically gave up his contract to take care of some kids in education. So all of a sudden now Nick Foles is back up, short-term memory. How were you able to get these guys' attention and have them play so well the way they're playing right now?
For me, it was about building a culture in Philadelphia. And granted, I would say that, yeah, people were probably right in saying that I was not qualified. That's fine. I'm confident in who I am and what I am, and a 14-year NFL career has to speak for something. And being mentored by some of the great minds of this game, having been a player in 2 Super Bowls, watching a team, there were life lessons along the way that prepared me for this opportunity, prepared me to become a head coach. Now, I might not have been the flashiest, might not be the most outspoken, vocal guy, but you know what? I built a culture that the guys bought into. They enjoy coming to work every day, coaches and players. The building's on fire, the city's on fire. And as long as we continue to have that success, it doesn't matter what people say about me or the team.
What do you tell us something about Nick Foles that we don't know? Because, it starts off with Philadelphia a few years ago where he goes 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, right? Everybody loves him. He comes back the last couple games of the season. Of course, Carson Wentz goes down, no one expected. All of a sudden, it's like, it's over with. But then he comes back, goes 23 of 30, 266 yards, and then goes something like 26 of 33, 352 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2 different ways. One, hit the back, out of the backfield a lot. All right? Yep. Similar to how New England did Atlanta in the Super Bowl, to where all of a sudden you went vertical in the last game against Minnesota.
And that's the thing about Nick, is it doesn't matter. The bottom line is he wants to win the game. He doesn't care how we win the game. And if it means we got to play small ball, we'll play small ball. If it means we got to stretch the field, we'll stretch the field. His demeanor is stretching the field. That you almost have to kind of corral him in a little bit and say, hey, we can't always. It's like Carson. Yeah, listen, it's okay to stay down the field, but let's play small ball from time to time. And they have that demeanor, and they can do that. Both those guys can do that. And that's something about Nick that is special in the way he prepares, the way he puts himself in game situations during the week. And we can accomplish our task any way. It's not always one style.
Coach, this game
Thank
is
you.
very
Appreciate it.
For the franchise, for the city. How to handle these feelings, the emotions, and try to get aside. You're so close to getting your first win in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we have to just keep doing the things we've done that got us in this position, and it's all about the preparation, all about the hard work. Obviously, we keep the main thing, and focus on our task.
How do you see Carson Wentz stop you with Nick Foles in the last weeks, trying to get him the best point to win the game?
Yeah, that's the one thing. Carson has been a big help to Nick, during these last couple of games, and he's obviously having played, Carson the last couple of years, and really this season, he's a big part of why we are in this position today, and for him to kind of coach up Nick sometimes during the game, to have another set of eyes on the sideline for him, is huge. Is huge, and it's been a lot of success that Nick has had. Has been a direct correlation to what Carson's been able to do and to help him. With me in analytics, here's my stance. Here's my take on it. At the end of the day, I got to listen to my players, and there's things that I'm going to listen to. There's situational things that I'm going to pay attention to. It can be overwhelming, quite honestly, with the amount of numbers and things that come in. I pay attention to what's important. I pay attention to what can help me make better decisions on game day, and the rest I file away for the off season. But listen, it's been a big, it's been a help, it's been an aid, but I think you have to take a little bit with a grain of salt. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if we're not coaching our players and we're not coaching robots, I'm not programming guys for numbers, and I've got to continue to just we got to teach X's and O's, and it's like sports science. Sports science too with some of these guys. I mean, there's a lot of benefit to it, and I see the benefits to the health of our team, where we are injury-wise this late in the game, is a big part of the sports science team. And that's relatively new as well, but I think all of it has helped us. Obviously be in this position with a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Having Nick do what he did in the championship game, pretty impressive, making plays down the field. How does that affect your confidence after doing those things? Super Bowl, how much does it complicate New England has to be ready?
Well, obviously, to have the success last week or 2 weeks ago proves, I think, not only to us but to the people out there that we have the ability and still have the ability to stretch the field. And a lot of times it's the way the game plays out. As we go. And for me as a play caller, it's kind of how the game plays out. The feel of the game, the feel of the team, and. It was exciting to see the fact that we were able to take some shots and execute. Guys were making plays down the field. And going into this game, I think, it's definitely something that if you're defending us, then, yeah, it's like two different games. Atlanta and Minnesota is two different games. But, listen, we also know that we're playing a well-coached, well-prepared football team that has seen a lot of football as well. So, we're going to have to do whatever it takes to possibly win this one.
With them, they're often said to be a team that makes most adjustments in the NFL week to week, half to half. How much more do you have to have ready? How much more flexibility do you have to have within the game to change things in our?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true with them. I mean, they definitely make the in-game adjustments. You see it on film. You see it from first half to second half, and that's something that we have to be prepared for, to make our own in-game adjustments as well. At the end of the day, it's our job, my job, to make sure our players are in positions to be successful, to execute, and try to win this game.
Coach, how you doing, man?
What's going on?
What's going on, brother? Good?
It's good. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Hey, look, today, those guys were out here, those pitchers were out here. This is an amazing idea to Coach Belichick. Now, if you like it, I'm going to go with you. It's called Uber Feet, right? Call Uber. It's an Uber app where it's Uber Feet. I'll come to your home and walk with you anywhere you want to go. Supermarket, to grandma's house. If you're down to be a part of it, let me know right now. I consider you a genius also. Like this amazing team here. You built this team up. You're doing amazing right now. Great playoff run. You guys are here. What do you think about that? Uber Feet.
Uber Feet, huh?
Uber feet.
That's not. It's hey. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know, it's not bad.
Right? As soon as the game is over, we're going to business. All right?
I don't know about that. I don't know about business. I don't know. I just said the app was good.
Don't back out now. You already
I
said
didn't. I said it sounded good.
backing out. Hey, man. I'll see you Sunday. Have a good game.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
One more. Have you determined the first play yet? And can you tell us what it is?
It's a flea flicker.
Thank you.
What makes Matt Nagy so good?
Well, I think he's learned from Coach Reed. You know, he watched me obviously when I was a coordinator there, and what he's accomplished this past year, the play calling, you know, his leadership style. He's another one that really is in tune with players and the needs of players, and he's going to do a great job in Chicago.